Hi, welcome to my Dabi tutorial. We're going to start with this eyebrow pencil. Any eyebrow pencil will work, but usually I like brown because it'll look like shading when it's done. Just outline where you want it to go. We're going to also outline where the staples go. They're in little U shapes, so it looks like the staple is being pulled taut. Sometimes I do this at the end, sometimes I do it around now. If you already have your eyebrow pencil out, you might as well mark where all these staples are going, right? Anyways, we're doing shading for the staples next. Just any old brush and whatever you usually use to shade. You put it underneath the U part of it, and that's where the shade goes. Yay, look at it. Next is the liquid latex. I usually use disposable sponges because if it gets in your brushes, it'll completely destroy them. It's really gross. I usually tap a nice light layer of latex before I realize that I probably should have done the toilet paper by now. So most hotels have cheap toilet paper, which is really nice. But if you have 2-ply, you can just separate the plies. Look, a nice light toilet paper. You want to rip up that toilet paper though, because you want these more natural organic edges. If you have these flat ass edges, then it's going to be super obvious that you have seams in your toilet paper. Nobody wants seams in their toilet paper. Okay, back to the latex. You want a nice healthy coat this time, and you just put the toilet paper on it. I scrunch it for veins, because, I mean, he's a veiny boy. And there it is. Look, it's just nice and veiny and textured. Don't be afraid to layer it, but try to keep within your lines. Now we're going to add more latex so that the toilet paper is saturated, so that bits of it don't just flick off. You wait for it to dry, and it'll look kind of like this when it's dry. It's all rubbery and kind of gross, but there it is. Nice. Now it's time for paint. I use tag body paint and I use a whole bunch of colors so it looks more natural. It's water activated, so you want to use a syringe or a pipette or some sort of water moving device to just gently pool the water onto the top of the paint. This way it just, I don't know, I see my friends kind of wash some of their paint away, and that's kind of a waste. So we're just going to pool it nice and little. Got more of these sponges, and we're going to start with brown, and we're going to start with red to lay a nice base color down, so you can do a lot of the heavy lifting of coloring your scarification area with just red and brown instead of wasting so many layers of purple. Plus, it'll also help to give it more dimension and a more natural looking tone, so you could just hit it with a lot of shade like this. If you want, this is also a good burn makeup, but for Dabi, we're going to add more purple. And if you use too much purple, don't be afraid to just go back in there with red and with brown and just add more of those low lights again. And with the lavender, we are also going to add more highlights that catch very specifically on the ridges of the toilet paper to really make them pop. So at the end, it kind of looks like this. Well, it does look like that. As with any body paint, you want to make sure that it's all sealed. If you don't know how to do this, ask a Homestuck, but really just powder it, you want to spray it, you want to do something to make sure that it doesn't come off. Grab your tweezers, it's staple time! These are staples where I cut the legs off so that they're not too long. You just dip the legs in the liquid latex that you were using before. It's the same latex. And then we're going to line it up with our staple shadows from before. You're going to press into the liquid latex. The purple part, you want to press that into it. We're trying to pierce the latex so that they stay in there, but not the skin. I mean, I've done that too, but try not to pierce your skin. We really want to aim for piercing the latex. The liquid latex is like a glue. It'll hold the staple against your skin, but it's not really strong. So if you plan to move at like all, we pierce the latex so that it can glue into it. Kind of even looks like Elmer's glue, but when it dries, it looks a lot more natural. It's pretty skin-like. Thanks, liquid latex. And when you want to remove it, you literally just pop the staples off. Pop, pop. The liquid latex comes off the staples super easy. You just kind of peel it off, and then you can reuse the staples again. So that's always nice. And in order to remove the actual latex, I usually just try to rip it off, and you can rub off the rest. It's a pretty easy process, if not painful. Yay! There it is.